Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Breaking Free podcast. I'm your host, Nathan Francis. Today, it's time for a solo episode. It's been a while since I've recorded a solo, at least 12 months. So it's a lot has happened since I've recorded the last solo, and I just wanted to jump on and just quickly say thank you to everyone that's tuned in and listened and has subscribed to the show and has given their energy and their time to this. It's been an awesome podcast so far, and one that I've grown on. You go back to the first episode, and it was a bit of a car crash. I cut the guest off, which was my brother, and the microphone was way too loud. But yeah, 130 something episodes in now. I didn't imagine that it would get this far, but I always knew it would. But yeah, when I first started, I just didn't realize it would take off and have 20,000 downloads and heaps of views. And yeah, clearly my guests and the conversations we're having are very, very insightful and very, very informative for you guys out there listening and watching. So I just want to say thank you for joining me on this ride. Hasn't always been easy. It's been ups and downs, and I feel like I've shared a lot of emotions from sadness to anger and all of that on my show. So it's been awesome to have you guys supporting me and with me on this journey as I continue to climb up that success mountain. So today I want to focus on the power that is inside of you. We hand our power away to all these external people, all these external influences in our lives to fix us, to heal us, to mend us because, we're broken. If you're watching on YouTube, we're broken, but we're never actually broken. We're never lost. We're just doing what we're doing in with the programming and with the tools that we have at our disposal. And sometimes we don't have those tools. Sometimes we don't know what we're doing until we become consciously aware of it. We live in a society where it's very quick fix. It's very one way. The advertising, the TV shows, the movies are always enticing you or mind controlling you towards that quick fix, that quick solution, that quick weight loss, that quick good body, that quick pill, that quick drug, that quick plastic surgery, that quick Botox, quick. When you go on this journey, it requires a lot of hard work and it requires patience, resilience, and discipline, and there is so much power and so much potential that is inside of you that if you just caught a little glimpse, just a little glimpse of the power that is inside of you, you would never let anyone dim your light again. You would never let anyone have power or authority over you. The reason why these misleaders, I call them misleaders, these politicians are in power is because we hand our power and our energy away to them for us, well, no, for them to lead us and to guide us and to govern us, right? The thing is, you can take all that power away and you can govern yourself, you can lead yourself, and you can rule yourself. If you go in that little inner world and you stay there, nothing in the external is going to matter because your internal world is what you need to focus on. And there are so many distractions out there in society today, put there on purpose to distract you from ever going within, because once you go within, you can then realize how powerful and how awesome you actually are as a human being here on this planet. So there is so much power and so much potential that exists inside of you. And if you can see it and get that glimpse, you'll be well on the way. So, yeah, there's so much that influences us, and there's so much external influences where we hand our power away. We go to school to hand our power away for an authority figure to tell us what to do every day. We then leave school at age 18, 19, 17, 16, however old you are, and then you get the job and you're doing the exact same thing. Someone is telling you what to do every day, someone's bossing you around just like you were in school, and you believe, you have this belief that this is the way life is, this is the way life should be, given your family environment, the school environment, that this is what life is. But deep down, you're yearning for something more. You're stuck in that 9 to 5 because you're stuck in school and you're doing these things and you're hating your job, and you're the biggest fallacy ever imprinted upon humanity is that we sit at a table for 2 hours during the morning, we all separate, do things we don't enjoy, come back, have dinner, go to bed, and it's this cycle. It's this cycle that we're on. You can easily jump off at any time and start to invest and start to grow and start to evolve. You start going to the gym, you start taking better care of yourself. You can then break that cycle, because we didn't come here to work a job for 30, 40 years and then leave that job and retire and not be able to enjoy life because we're old or we have all these injuries, all this pain, all this stuff. We're unable to enjoy the retirement age. Why not have the retirement now? Why can't you learn skills, learn new things, become an entrepreneur if that's something that interests you, and learn ways to make money outside the system? So then when you can have it where you want it, you got the control. It's like, see you later. You can enjoy your life now. Why wait until you're 70, 60, 70, 80 to enjoy the fruits of life when you can enjoy the life right now when you're still able and still willing? There, no, that's just one way of doing things. There's so many ways to do things. You didn't come here to be one thing. You came here to do and be multiple things. And as soon as you realize that, and as soon as you understand that on a deep level, you can do your whole life will change. Because I know mine did when I realized how powerful I was. And I wasn't necessarily so scared of my darkness or the truth that existed within me. It was actually going back and shining a light on all of that. I was actually afraid of my own power and my own potential rather than what had happened many moons ago. So I believe that's another thing that keeps us stuck too. We keep telling ourselves stories of traumatic things, and we're still living in that moment. Be present and live in the now and accept that those things happen to you. You don't have to like it. You don't have to love it. You don't have to agree with it. But you can accept that those things have happened to you and you can still move forward, because they're just stories. They're just stories that happened to you in the past that you can then accept, let go, and move on from. We don't have to keep circling back to the stories, living them out. We can deal with it, accept it, don't have to like it, don't have to love it, and then we can move forward, because at the end of the day, as I said a minute ago, they're just stories. And we get all these stories from so many influences in our lives that we don't know what our own story even is. Because as I said about the 9 to 5 job, that's someone else's story. That's the system story. That's the school system story. That's the work life, what is it? The work cycle. That's society's story. Is that your story? Is that your family's story? What's true to you? When we ask ourselves these really deep and potent questions, we can get the answer and we can figure out what consciously what's our story and what's not our story. Because the TV tells us a story. The news lies to you every single night. The TV shows that I always refer to: Two and a Half Men, American Pie, the movie, the Adam Sandler movies, the Jim Carrey movies, all these movies, The Simpsons, all these things, they're just stories. And then we download those stories as a safe card to play in society. For me, as you all know, I downloaded the Stifler, the Charlie, and the Joey safe card. That was a story. That's someone else's story of who and what I could be. So how many stories have you downloaded that are not yours of who and what you can be? The TV tells you a story. The music tells you stories. The music's all about bending girls over, sex, drugs, rock and roll, party, all these things. That's not your story. You might have grown up in a household that was full of alcohol, full of coffee, full of junk food, full of all these things, right? But is that your story? You've downloaded whatever went on as a way to bond with a bigger group, as a way to bond with a tribe, as a way to bond with your family, that then you walk out into society and you're attracting those exact same people into your life. Doesn't matter whether it's a relationship, a friendship, or whatever it is, but that's not your story. A lot of people will sit there and say, oh, he or she did this to me. And then they get in another relationship or friendship and the same thing happens, just a different person, but the same lesson in a different meat suit. And they're wondering what's going on here. That's a story. That's a cycle. Those people keep coming back into your life for you to break that cycle, for you to break that story until you get the aha moment. Oh, all these things, all these people were the same person, just in a different meat suit because I'm learning the cycle, I'm learning the story to rewrite the new story. That's the programming. You are all under a spell of mind control. You know, if you look down the rabbit hole of MK Ultra, well, the TV's MK Ultraing you every single night, the news, putting you in that fear state, putting you in that terror state. Because if you're in the fear state, the terror state, handing your power away, like I said before, to all these external influences, then you allow those external influences to dictate your life, and they can say and do anything, and you'll act that out. You will do that through safety because at the end of the day, we're humans, we're pack animals, and we want to feel safe in a bigger group and feel safe in a tribe. Look at the last 5 years. It's the same thing. It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same because they know that if we were to ever take back our power and take back control and turn off those influences and start influencing ourselves, then the system and all those things crumble because we have our power back. We can build something better. They tell you you don't have any. I'm here to tell you, yes, you do. And fuck that and fuck them. And yes, you do. So, you know, if we can turn our back on the external influences and start that inner work and start that journey, we can do some really awesome things. We can create some really awesome things because we're back creating again. We hand our time away, we hand our power away, and we don't know, we don't have the time or we don't have the space to be able to create the things we want to create and come here what we came here to do. Because at the end of the day, you're programmed as soon as you fly out of the womb. As soon as you fly out of the womb, you're programmed. You're programmed from family, TV, friends of friends, all these things. And you're downloading all this stuff, whether it's good, bad, ugly, negative, positive, whatever it is. And you're determining what is safe and what your life will be like. But at the end of the day, that's still not your story. So if you can uncover and remember who you are and start to rewrite your story, my goodness, there is so much power and potential inside of you. You look at the last 5 years and how that mind control psychological operation worked. All they did was put you in a fear state, put you in a terror state, made you afraid, because once you're afraid, you're easier to rule, lie to, govern, manipulate, and steal from. They put you in that state so that they could create the problem. You react by being in fear state and terror, and the solution was the prick in the left or right arm, because you were begging for a solution. Problem, reaction, solution, right? If you can understand how that works, you can use that in your own life and turn your back on what they're doing so that you can start the journey, start the inner journey, the journey of rewriting your own story, because the stories that you have are not yours. They were put there by government. They were put there by education. They were put there by your family. They were put there by friends of friends. They were put there by the TV. They were put there by music. It's almost like you're laying on a bed full of wires, right? And you're ripping them all off. You're ripping off the TV programming. You're ripping off the education programming, the government programming, the news programming. You're ripping all these band-aids off. But then you're sitting with yourself and you're wondering and you're pondering and you're working out what's true to me. Because once you work that out, once you figure that out, there's some awesome help out there too. You can work with me and I can help you rip these band-aids off and get back to who you truly are and why you're truly here. Because once you remember, everything changes. Everything changes once you remember. That's just some of the influences that are out there. There are so many influences out there that are trying to get inside your mind and tell you and program you that you have no power, so you have to go to all these other places, all these other things like doctors, psychologists, school, work, all these things. You're just handing power away, handing your energy away, handing your time away to all these things, looking for a quick fix when that quick fix may not come. Because in society today, if you're looking for a quick fix, you're not going to get it. These things take work. It takes work to get the body. It takes work to be able to look after yourself. It takes work to be able to lose weight. You're not just going to magically have a magic pill, a magic drug, a magic jab. All these things aren't going to happen because you're not going to fix yourself. Truth is, you fix you, you heal you. No medication, no jab, no pill, no Botox, none of all these things, no liposuction, none of these things that are going to fix you. You fix you, you heal you, you start working on your shit, you start going through the traumatic things that have happened in your life. You accept what had happened. You forgive, you don't forget. You accept it. You move forward, right? Then you sit with the pain. You invite the pain teacher in. You ask the pain over for dinner. Let the pain in and go, okay, where am I feeling this? Why am I feeling this? How can I move through this? How can I let this go? Because your body's talking to you. Our bodies talk to us every single day. And the reason why you're in pain and the reason why you're suffering is because your body is telling you to let this stuff go. Go back to that little child. Go back to that little boy, that little teenager, that girl, whatever it is. Tell it what you need to hear or what it needs to hear and then move forward. Because we're stuck in this loop. We know why we're in pain. They'll tell you that you're in pain and here's a wonder drug to fix it. That's not going to fix it. Your left or right knee, your hips, your back, your shoulders carry the weight of the world in them. Your knees might be where you kept your mother or father issues, and that's why your knees sore. So you start to work on those issues, and lo and behold, pain's gone. Because you're inviting that pain in, you're working through that pain. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's tough. But out the other side is a version of you that can do some really awesome things. So why not let the pain in and you shut off all the external influences and you go within? Because the universe is a mirror. The world lies to you every single day. The news lies to you, as I said before. The world's lying. There are lies everywhere. It's the ultimate greatest deception. But it's a mirror. So you stand in front of the mirror and you ask that mirror, which is just you in the mirror, where am I lying to myself? Where am I lying to others? Where am I lying to me? Then you start to figure that out. You start to figure out the lies because there's lies in the world and there's lies in yourself. The truth is there for you to see. Once you have the eyes to see the truth, you can then look yourself in the mirror and say, where's the truth exist within me? Because for me, I went down the rabbit holes of the deceptions and the lies out there in the world. But then it was time for me to look myself in the mirror, as I just said to you guys before, to do the exact same thing and say, where am I lying to me? Where does the truth exist within me? And one by one, those truths present themselves. But the thing is here, I knew those truths deep within. There were little boys there, little 4-year-old Nathan knew it all. But how does a 4-year-old deal with something like that? You can't, because the subconscious loves you, right? It wants to keep you safe. So little 4-year-old Nate's safety mechanism was, we'll just pack this in a box, we'll put that over there, and we'll deal with that another time. I fall through the table, as you guys all know my story. It was then time to open up Pandora's box. We all have a Pandora's box sitting over there in the corner, ready to open. It's if you have the courage, the patience, the resilience, and the discipline to walk over to that box and open it up. You don't have to fall through a table like I did to open up Pandora's box. All you need is a open heart and an open mind. because the truth's there. It's the truth within you. It's your truth. You know, we all know what's going on in the world. We all know the lies of the world, but we're reluctant to go within and learn our own. Because once we learn our own, the whole game changes. That's our power, right? Because we're shining light on the darkness. We're stepping out into the world. We know the truth within. We're doing the work every single day. We're building those habits to become the best versions of ourselves. Walk over to Pandora's box and open it up. I do it. Because for me, game changer. Game changer. I think I've ran my mouth for a bit too long here. But the key takeaways are understand where you're influenced, turn your back on the junk food, turn your back on the porn, turn your back on the alcohol, start that journey, uncover the truths of the world, then uncover the truths within, and you'll be well on the way because you'll start to remember why you're here and who you are. And there is so much power and potential inside of you. I can see it because I had some beautiful people see mine. I'm now able to see it in you. We all have the power and the potential. There's enough resources, there's enough wealth, there's enough everything for everyone to be able to enjoy life. But we got to do the work. We got to start building, leading, and creating again. So the key takeaways are ask yourself, stand in the mirror, what's true to me? What's influencing my decisions? Is it my decision or is it someone else's decision that I'm playing out due to my programming? Ask yourself those questions, get the answers, self-reflect, accept those things that happen to you, accept them. You don't have to like it. You don't have to love it. You don't have to do anything. Just accept what was and move forward with grace, with poise, with ease, and with love in your heart and some joy. You know, we all need some happiness. We all need to smile more. Thank you for listening and watching wherever in the world you are. That was a very passionate, heated solo podcast, but I hope you guys take a lot out of that to start your journey and to start becoming the best versions of yourself, because the more people that do it, the more the world changes. And the world is changing, and it's changing for the better. But change your internal world to express that out into the external. Thank you for listening and watching wherever you are. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Cheers.